Gus, tell me what has been going on now. There's been a lot of talk about, in the community regarding the list of people in terms of non-natives residing here in the territory. There's been some discussion that, the list has reached 200 and it's, been submitted by the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake. Can you answer to some of these allegations?
Well, it needs to be made clear that the list that was compiled came from the community. Through these town hall meetings that have been occurring, people have been coming forward and putting names out there. And of course, people aren't 100% sure all the time if these people are in fact living there. They could be visiting. There's instances where people might have been married before the 81 moratorium and have entitlement to reside here. So that list was an unofficial list, if we could call it that. It wasn't compiled by the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake. At the first time I seen it, I believe there were 72 names on there. I myself took it and was going through and cross-referencing it with the list that we had in 2010. And there's still some of the same names that are there. Some are married, some are common law relationships. So again, it's just unfortunate that it got out there publicly because it was just a preliminary list, if you want to say, that community members might have just been throwing names out there. That just goes to show how social media could have a negative impact, because whoever put it out there publicly may have been trying to sabotage the movement, trying to rile people up. So it's unfortunate, and like I said, we as the Mohawk Council are still trying to decide what is our next move, because we know that eviction letters in the past didn't necessarily work. We know out of the 26 that we did deliver, 11 have since left.
From 2010?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're still developing our plan, and we have to come up with our own comprehensive list, and the one that the community provided is a starting point, but there's still a lot of verification that has to take place.
Right. And so will a list, once the Mohawk Council does its legwork and verifies all of the individuals in the community, will that be made public, or is that a confidential list?
At this point, I can't say whether that list is going to be made public. The council still needs to strategize on what our next steps are throughout this, but I think maybe making the verified list public and official might also cause some negative reactions. So, we're treading lightly with this as well, the Mohawk Council, but it's a touchy subject. The law is the law the way it is right now, and as a community, we got to address how we want to proceed with this issue. Right.
And now, in regards to the meetings that have been taking place, what is there obviously isn't no outcome, but what is the next direction, and is the Mohawk Council supporting the movement?
Well, from what I gathered at the last meeting is that, because the community wanted to do their own letter, and they had their drafting team develop a draft that they shared with the community, and some people in the crowd felt that having two letters wasn't a good idea. Like, why don't we have a unified approach to this, one letter, and whoever wants to sign it, whether it be chiefs, community members, expressing that, I guess people feel that if their family members had to abide by the law, their friends abided by the law, why are these people above the law? Or their attitude toward it, it's angering people. And earlier you said, is the list 200? The unofficial one that received is 70. What I've been able to verify thus far is around 50. So if that could grow, or if it diminishes, because we did get notification from people that they are leaving because they just don't want to deal with what's happening right now.
So already there's people that are deciding to leave at this point.
Yep, that they said for them and their families, Chateauguay is 3 minutes away, Saint Constant is 7 minutes away, that they feel they could still have involvement in the community and a relationship with the community without breaching this membership law, and that to them it would be better to respect it than to face this kind of pressure.
What's the next steps?
Well, the Mohawk Council is going to be meeting on Tuesday, and we are meeting weekly on this to discuss strategy, because not only does it affect our internal relation here, but through our KCR discussions we're having, senior discussions, we're starting to get questions now like, what's going to happen, and is that going to have an impact? So, we need to assess and evaluate everything. We did plan for our next community meeting to be on September 16th, and I'm sure that this is going to be a hot topic, and at that meeting we plan to unveil our strategy. How are we going to move forward with this? There's been talk of a referendum for once and for all, asking the community some kind of question with regard to this, because we're through CDMP. I mean, we couldn't consult 6,500 members. Maybe we need to consider some kind of alternative approach. I know that idea has been thrown around. It's going to be comprehensive, whatever it is. Like I said, we're meeting weekly, and the best thing is to try to just find a resolution right now as a temporary thing. We know it's not, like you said, the enforcement issue is a big hurdle without our own Justice Act here. So I guess stay tuned.